Man, what is up, everybody? Today I'm bringing you guys this tapered mullet tutorial. I'm already saturating his hair right now, separating it to take off. He said like 1.5 inches off, so we're gonna start off by separating his hair from the back and the top right there, as you can see. And I use the crown to help me separate that hair. And I was getting baked on last video for saying this was the cowlick, but I know it's a crown. I know. I appreciate the feedback though. Yeah, we're gonna take off just the top right there. As you can see, I'm just pulling, and I cut off 1.5 inches. And that's already my first guide. I'm just following my guide. As you can see right there, following that guide, you know. So now we got the first guide, which is on top, and now I'm just separating the hair to do like a vertical cut. As you can see right there at the top, that's my guide right there, and I'm just following that, and I'm doing this in a 90-degree angle from his head. So we got the 180 right here. 90 degrees would be straight out like that. So I'm pulling the hair out this way. This is the head shape right here. So here I got my first guide, and then when I section the hair off, this is gonna be where I'm cutting. I'm following my guide. Since the hair sticks out right here, it's gonna be shorter than these hairs, but I'm still gonna keep that even cut. I'm not gonna go around with his head shape. I'm just gonna cut straight like that. That's my guide. So now that you guys see how I cut the hair on the back, we're gonna move our way up to cutting the hair on top. So we're gonna use that same guide that I used in the crown area, and I'm gonna follow that guide to the top. It's hard to see right now because of the camera angle, but I'm basically just following that guide straight across, and I'm doing some point cutting just to add some texture and not have like straight cuts. So now I go ahead and section the hair right in the middle. So I have that guide in the middle of the hair. So I'm gonna go ahead and start another guide. And I'm just picking out the hair on the back with the comb. And as you can see right there, I have that guide on the front, as well as the guide on the left side, like on the middle. So I got 2 guides right now. So I'm basically just following that, and I'm making my way back. once again, we are pulling the hair out 90 degrees from the head, and I'm just cutting straight up. I'm not rounding it with his head shape or anything. I'm just cutting straight up, and that is gonna basically take off some weight in that area right there, and then we'll begin our fade. Now we're making our way to the bang area, and you're gonna be very careful not to take too much hair off because his hair is wet right now and it is a little bit wavy. So I'm just straightened it out all the way. Got like an inch because he didn't want too much off on the front, and I just started point cutting. And now I'm following that guide from the front to the side of his hair right there, as you can see, and I'm just making those 2 points meet, and I'm just going back in the middle, make sure everything is straight. And now we got his hair flowing nicely, even cuts. So now that we got the scissor work out of the way, his hair is flowing nicely on top, we got everything he wanted on top, we're gonna go ahead and start with our fade. He wanted a mid, like a mid taper on the sides, nothing on the back obviously. So we're gonna set our first guideline right there. I got my number 1 guard with the lever fully open, or fully closed I mean, and I'm going up about an inch or like a finger's width. Not an inch, maybe like 2 inches up. And now I opened up that lever and I'm doing a flick out motion. This method really elongates the fade, you know, it really spreads the fade out instead of having a tighter fade, which is kind of what he wanted. Now I got the number 2 guard with the lever fully closed, and I'm just going up about an inch, still flicking out. Opened up my lever, and I'm kind of like hovering over that hair, like freehanding it a little bit, just to make that blend nice. Now to do some detail work, I got my texturizing scissors with me, and I'm just cutting in those areas that need work on. Now to lighten up that bottom section of the fade, I'm gonna be hitting it with the half guard with the lever fully closed, just so it's like much lighter when I go down to delete that bottom line. And of course I'm hitting it with the corners of my blade, taking down that bottom line. I started with the lever fully open and I close my way as I go down. gonna replicate that, duplicate that on the other side, doing the exact same steps. Now he asked me to hit his vertical bars too, so I'm doing that as well. And when I start lining up the C cup, I start at the bottom of the vertical bars. I do a point right there, and then I do another point right here where close to the sideburns, and I just make those 2 points connect, doing that motion right there. And don't be afraid to go over and line it up, get it as crispy as possible. And I'm just doing some detail work that I noticed and hitting it behind the ear. Now this is the final results. I appreciate for everybody who stayed to the end of this video, and I hope this was helpful for some of you guys. But yeah, leave me some feedback and God bless.